Hey YouTube, it's SoulPrime13 coming at you with another Transformers video review, and today we're going to be taking a look at our second category in the timelines theme, with our next Optimus and Starscream 2-pack, this being Feudal Japan. And I gotta say, these guys are pretty neat. But we'll start with a quick look at the box. And my goodness, is this some beautiful artwork. Just absolutely phenomenal. Here we have our Oxen Samurai Prime and our Tengu Hawk Starscream in battle. And just a lovely oxen cart there on this side for Optimus. And a beautiful eagle on this side for Starscream. Do have Decepticon and Autobot symbols done up there on top. We do have our product shots here of the two of them, again in robot and their beast modes, and just legal jargon on the bottom. But this outer piece is a sleeve, and again, just amazing artwork on these. These are like phenomenal boxes, and you do get like a sort of hinge painted on there to sort of make it seem like a jewelry or a lockbox. And here we have the Autobot and Decepticon symbols, and if we open it up again, we get Transformers, and you would have the figures here inside. But that is it for the box. Again, like, this artwork is just amazing. It's one of the few times I actually want to keep an official box. It's just so pretty. I still have the Hearts of Steel ones. So there's that. We do also get our lovely instruction booklet. And we open it all up. And it is a double-sided thing. We have Optimus on one side, and then Starscream on the other. But there is that. But now getting into the actual figures. Let's start with Starscream. So I honestly thought I was going to be pretty underwhelmed by this guy, just because he appeared to be the Air Razor mold again. And there is definitely some Air Razor mold in here, but it's not the same everywhere. There is a lot of new retooling. The wings are a little less articulated, which is a bummer, but that's really the only downside that I've noticed so far. But we get this lovely red on these wings, and I love that they used, so for his null rays, they did flintlock style rifles. Like, you can see the little flintlock right there. It's just super cool looking. So that looks especially nice. And I'm pretty sure these are blast compatible. We'll go ahead and check. Oop. Yep, they are blast compatible. So you can get your old school pow 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 pow. Because these are flintlocks, they don't do daka daka. But yeah, very, very cool sculpt on those guns. We do also get the tail war fan, which just plugs in, and then obviously you can hold that in his hand, and that looks very nice. I don't see myself using that too much, but I think it's really cool that that was included. Definitely a cool little set of weapons, and again, I really do like that nice red on his wings. And you just can't fold them up quite as much because the way these pieces are shaped, but you can sort of tuck them in like so. And then it sort of looks like a kimono wrapping on his chest, but they've painted it up to look like his cockpit. We got the orange there, and then the red for the nose cone, and it comes down to his crotch area to sort of form that cone. Just really cool. And then some very nice silver for the face with some red eyes there. He does actually, I just noticed that this little piece right here, I don't know if that's going to focus, but these little dots on his head and the little crest above his eyebrow forms a sort of eagle helmet, which is super cool. I did not notice that until just now. But yeah, I really dig this Starscream a lot more than I thought I would. And again, we'll get into how he's different from the regular Air mold when we get to transformation. And then we have to look at Optimus, who is a totally new figure. Yes, you can have him get both hands onto his spear weapon. That's actually shown in the instructions that he can do that. And they specifically gave him ball-jointed wrists just so he could do that, I think. So yeah, but again, he looks very interesting as well. He does have these big old wagon wheels hanging off of his legs, but not too big of a deal. I do wish that these could rotate, but they are aligned with his shoulders. It's not a huge deal, but... And to put the spear in his hands or take it out of his hands here, the very tippy top is a little bit bigger than the rest of it. Yeah, the spearhead just is on a post-port connection and comes off. So yeah, if you want to have him holding it with one hand, you can. And as you can probably see, there are a couple little sections that are slightly larger, and that's how they stay in place in his hand. But again, some very cool detailing here. He does have some armor pads on the back of his hands, and he does have a sort of samurai armor sculpting to his windows and grill abs. And I absolutely love this samurai head sculpt. It just looks amazing on Optimus. Gives him a very serious look. And he does have his painted light blue eyes there and his silver head crest, as he always does, but do get that full samurai helmet going around. And he does kind of have like a, I don't remember what they're called, but his feet are sculpted to look somewhat like those wooden sandals that they would often use back then. But yeah, very, very neat. Do get some little trimming of gold there on the wheels. He even does have some sculpting on the back for these pieces here. And he does have like this sort of hydraulic looking bit here on his back to give him a little bit more machine look in robot mode. But yeah, very, very neat. Does have the Autobot symbols on the sides of those big shoulder pads too. And here in the shoulders as well. Just a very, very cool figure. But let's do a couple of quick comparisons here. So here they are next to an Air mold retool in Pterosaur. Can't believe I almost forgot his name. Actually, I kind of do that a lot, don't I? And then here is Compatagon Brawl for a Voyager scale. And here is a Big Convoy for a leader scale. Just to give you an idea of how they stack up. So there's that. Now we'll go into the articulation. Again, we will start with Starscream. So for the wings, we do have a hinge here, here, here. So this is sort of a double hinge here. And then this is on a rotation. These actually come out separately in the box, and you just snap them on. The arms can do a full 360. We do get that far. Actually, if we turn this, we can get a little bit further on the shoulder. But we do get an elbow bend, and technically this wrist bend if you want to kind of fudge a double elbow there. We do get wrist rotation, so that's neat. We also get a full 360 at the waist. We do get that far forward. As you can see, there is a little tab that gets in the way. We get all the way back. We do get a full knee bend, and if you want, you can engage those extra joints to give him chicken legs, since that's, you know, for his beast mode. And we do get a ball joint, very stiff ball joint at the base that gives him a little bit of ankle tilt, and you can have whichever foot facing forward that you want. We do get thigh rotation. We do get some elbow rotation, and we do get a ball jointed head, though it is pretty expressive. So there is the articulation for Starscream. Now for Optimus, we do get it is a ball joint, but due to his big helmet head, it is a little restricted. But we do get some wiggle waggle in there. 360 at the shoulder. These pieces are on a double hinge for transformation, so you can position them a little bit differently. You just can't rotate them. But we do get that far out at the arm. We do get about 90 degrees at the elbow. Again, the wrists are on ball joint, so they do swivel. You can push them in a little bit, but yeah, they are doing that like new locking ball joint hand thing that they've been doing sometimes recently. We do get a full 360 at the waist. This hip skirt is one piece and can come up, though it does reveal those mushroom pegs there. Not super pretty, but we can kick that far forward, and we can kick that far back. We do get over 90 degrees at the knee. Start from this side so the wheel's not in the way. And then we get our ankle tilt. See, right. Do get a knee rotation and an elbow rotation. Think that's it for articulation on Optimus. Yep, pretty much. So there's that. Yeah, I think that's about it for the robot modes. So let's go ahead and move on to the transformation. So we will again start with Starscream, and we're just going to pop off this little bit, this little war fan, and plug it into his butt here. Actually, I want to know something. Yeah, he can have rocket butt. He can have a rocket butt. So yeah, I believe you're supposed to put it this side up, because there is like the little peg hole on this side. But if you want the more colorful side up, you can flip it around. But this way it does also match which way the red is facing. But you also do not need to take these off if you don't want to. So first thing is, we're going to take his little intakes here and rotate them in like so. Then we are going to open up his back, and we're going to flip his entire torso around like so. You can see that's where his animal head is, as usual, and it's a lot simpler to transform this part now. Just close that up, and we're just going to get these wings up and out of the way. So, and then we're going to bring his arms up and around, and you're going to push them up. There's a hinge right here. Going to push them up and backwards. Oh wait, no, not quite like that. You're going to flex his arm up. Need to detach his waist first. See, that's one thing that's different, is the waist. Detach the waist. Then you're going to bring his whole arm back like so. Then you rotate the gun forward. And then here is where that extra elbow piece joint kind of comes into play. You're going to fold this around and then bend this up like so. And it's going to sit like that. And we're going to do the same for the other side. Fold that back like so. Fold this back and around like so. Rotate the gun. Go ahead and take the beast head. Ow! Pinched me. Yeah. I think that's the second time this Starscream has injured me, which seems pretty standard for Starscream. So yeah, now we're going to bring this up, and you can see there are two like angled tabs here, and they're going to go into these slots here. Like so. And then we're going to bring this forward, and you can see that those tabs here are going to slide in. You can see how there's a tab slot connection there. Like so. And like so. And then we're going to bring these legs down. Get that extra angled joint. Rotate the big claw feet to the front. Do the same on the other side. And just bring his wings down. And there we have our Eagle Starscream. And yeah, it's not exactly the same as the usual Air Razor mold, but it's very interesting, and I definitely want to go over that head sculpt, because yeah, I'm not kidding when I say I think this toy Starscream has it in for me. He even looks like it. But we will put him off to the side now and focus on transforming Optimus. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the spearhead off and remove the pole from his hand. Just go ahead and put that back together and set it off to the side. Now we are going to come back here and pop these pieces open about halfway, and then we can rotate this joint here like so, and that's going to reveal the oxen legs. And then we want to do sort of angle these legs a little bit like so. I'm going to come here and flip this post out, and that's going to go into this slot right here on the other leg. And you are going to fold both of his feet in until they foop into place. And you can just put this whole assembly together like so. And there we have that. And we are going to want to rotate the whole waist around. Then we're going to fold these the rest of the way. There is a little tab and slot connection here, like so. Now we are going to disengage the arms here at the gray part, like so. Just bring this whole assembly back, and then we can rotate these other oxen feet, and now we can just have like the weirdest Robo Mecha ever. But yeah, then you want to open up his chest as well as his panel on his back to give you room to flip his head in and bring out the oxen head. Then you can close the bottom part and the top part. Then for this whole assembly, you want to, there's like a specific way to do it. We want to bring these up and fold this panel down. And then you're going to double joint over like so. And you're going to bring the arm up, and you can see there are little tabs on both sides. You want to rotate the arm so the fist is facing towards the roof, and you're going to tab it in at an angle like so. And for some reason, one of the arms on mine just does not want to stay tabbed in, as you can see. But we'll do it on the other side. We're going to double joint this over like so. Oh, actually, make sure I open that panel. And bring this up, rotate the hand around, and then just plug this in like so. Yeah, see, this one stays in. His right arm stays in, but not his left. And then we are going to, again, we want to make sure that this whole armature is towards the back. And we're going to bring these in like so. I think I did something wrong. Hold on. Oh, that's what I did. Gotta rotate his shoulders. Like so. Then we just put that back. And this part did confuse me a little bit in the construction, or in the instructions as well, so I just kind of figured it out on my own. Yeah, looks like you want it so that the arms are going to fold in like so. And there is like a slight zigzag to these two little posts here, but they never seem to want to line up completely. Anyway, let's get this sort of tab back in. And we're going to bring this all together, and it's going to close up down the middle like so. And again, I want to try and get this to sit like how it's supposed to. Again, it just really does not want to, and I don't understand why it does it on one arm but not the other. It's going to pop off, but then you want to take the fists and fold them. Yep, see? Fold them upwards inside like so. Then you're going to bring this all down here. And these other little tabs are going to tab into these little slots on top of his feet. Like so. I'm just going to use his hand as sort of leverage here. Come on. Come on, get in there. It's just so annoying that this does not lock in like it's supposed to. There's that. Anyway, then you also want to come up here, and you can see there's a little tab slot here at the thigh, and you want to make sure that those are sort of squeezed in. And then as far as this, there are just these big pieces up here, and that's going to slide into that little hollow slot like so. And there we have our oxen cart Optimus. And I mean, if this secured properly, I would have no complaints about this, because it's a very cool alt mode, a very creative alt mode as well. But yeah, just that arm really does not want to cooperate. But yeah, otherwise, I really do dig these new figures. They are really cool. I was super happy to get the Hearts of Steel figures. I'm definitely looking forward to the Megatron Bumblebee pack on these guys. Um, and again, I'm not surprised that they reused the Air Razor mold for this Starscream, but they did change it up a little bit, so I was pleasantly surprised by that. It wasn't just a new sculpt, but the exact same engineering. There is some new stuff to it. Speaking of which, he does actually have a opening and closing mouth here, and just those beady eyes are especially creepy. This definitely feels like Starscream. Again, I feel like he's out to get me, even though it's just a piece of plastic. Oh, he does actually have the Decepticon symbols on his wings like he would as a jet, which is cool. And there is a joint here if you want to move his head there, which is mainly for transformation, but you can get some movement out of that. We also get these little sculpted thrusters in the back, and I don't know if... Yeah, they're kind of blast compatible. So you can get your birdie to whoosh if you want. And they don't sit all the way in, but you can fit them in there. You can fit them in there. So yeah, that's pretty cool as well. So yeah, that's Starscream's beast mode. Looking at the little Optimus Ox, honestly, this little guy is adorable, and the fact that they managed to get the oxen cart all in one little package is really neat, and I do love how it all forms the big robot. But yeah, there is some issues with like how the trailer cart comes together, especially with this arm that just refuses to cooperate. You can see, like, even now it just will not tab in, which makes getting everything lined up that much more annoying. The wheels don't really roll super freely. It's actually very stiff, but it's it's supposed to be a wagon cart being pulled, so it's not super big deal. But yeah, the fact that they don't roll very well is a little annoying. The big spear on top is kind of a little bit goof, but I mean, it was even in the box art, so no real articulation with the actual ox. The legs can kind of move a little bit, but it's more of the transformation joints. He can't really pose at all. His head doesn't even really rotate. The horns don't adjust. There's no opening mouth. This mode is pretty static, as a truck would be. So yeah, a little bit of a bummer that there's no little fun additions here, but overall it does look very nice. But yeah, I definitely dig this 2-pack, and I'm excited for the next set of Optimus and Megatron and Bumblebee, being the flying squirrel and the what is it, wild boar or whatever. I'm really looking forward to that set as well. But I think I've said just about every... Oh, size comparison, almost forgot. Quick deluxe comparison. Here they are with our dead Prowl. Do I have a Voyager? I don't know if I have a Voyager on hand. Handy dandy generic seeker for a Voyager. And then here I have Armada Galvatron for a leader comparison. But anywho, that's everything I have to say. I definitely recommend this 2-pack. Very fun, very interesting. Really dig these new designs, and again, cannot stop talking about how amazing the artwork on these boxes has been for the timelines. Really loving those. But yeah, I think that's everything I got to say, so gotta go ahead and wrap this one up. And this is Soul Prime 13 saying transform and soul out.